Now, you're here specifically to talk to us about data and business. And of course, we know we live in an age where the two go hand in hand. So why is data important?
It's a great question. I think it's less about data and it's more about change. And the fact of the matter is, when we look at the changing world, data is the driver of that change. My interest is in strategy and in executing effectively. And unless we can master data and translate data into meaning and an understanding of individual customers and changing needs, we don't really have a chance to succeed in a tough competitive world.
Now, could you potentially give us an example of businesses that are doing it right when it comes to using data?
Well, I think there are a number of fantastic South African companies that are. We can look at financial services companies in particular. If I had to use an example, then I would say Discovery and its Vitality program. They understand what our needs are, they track what we do, they track how we behave at a number of levels.
They
Health,
certainly
medical,
do.
and etc.
At times
Yes.
I feel like Discovery knows everything about me.
Exactly. and of course, the translation is, I'm interested in what they know about me and how they can give me new insight about myself. So I'm more inclined to want to engage and interact with a company like that. I don't think Discovery is unique amongst South African companies. There are a number of others that I think are using loyalty cards, tracking our consumer behavior. Internationally, we just think about how we translate the act of reading, which we've done for so many centuries, into an electronic data-driven form, and how a company like Amazon, when you sign on, knows what you've read, prompts you for something new, and increases their loyalty, their understanding of you, and of course their sales.
Absolutely. In fact, I think most of us fall prey to that all the time.
Yeah.
But really, it's just a clever use of the information that they have from us.
Yes.
I think that from the feedback we've gotten from our viewers when discussing this topic, they find that the companies that they're really willing to engage with most are those who use their information to offer them more, to give them more, instead of those spammy emails that we all get. And obviously there is a right way and there is a wrong way to use your customers' information. Where do businesses go wrong?
Well, I think that you can't substitute for human beings and for human intelligence and for personalization and customization and improvisation. It's an interesting thing about computers and data. They're great at analyzing, but not necessarily that great at improvising. And then when it comes to the relationships, well, I think that companies that forego on the relationship, where the relationship is important, fall short.
Why is this specifically true for South Africa or for emerging economies? I know that you have an opinion on this.
Okay. Well, Africa's exciting. Emerging economies in Africa. We've got 54 countries in Africa. All of Africa is emerging. The thing is with Africa is we don't have the infrastructure of the first world, and so we rely more on data and on technology in order to communicate. And yet there's all this cultural difference, and it's, in my view, ideally when human beings who understand culture come together with data that help us connect with one another, that success is found.
In fact, you say that although data provides a wealth of base information, no algorithm can replace the mind.
Yes, I feel strongly about that. In the words of the leading change expert John Cotter, it's about the hearts and the minds. You know, we can't just assume that a formula is going to help us build a relationship. And when it comes to leading others or influencing others, while information is interesting, ultimately it's about the person who role models, who demonstrates values. It's hard to get values in data.
Now, we've spoken a lot about a company and the way they relate to customers using this information, but certainly business is also about managing employees and workplace relations. Can these principles be translated into companies who are looking at better ways of improving the lives of their employees, better ways of better serving the people who work for them?
I think companies have come a long way from, the factory style, the Industrial Revolution, where a human being was just another component part in a system. And data really makes the difference. You think about how we can work differently, virtually, remotely, how we can create environments which are more conducive to the way we work and to our lives. I have no doubt that employees and employers have a lot more to contribute in terms of making the lives of employees more rich and rewarding and personalized to their needs.
Now, of course, you are at the University of Cape Town's Graduate School of Business. Can you tell us a little bit more about your work there? And if a viewer is interested in the topic that we've discussed today, how can they get in contact?
Great, thank you so much. Well, we're running a program called Strategic Thinking and Execution for Growth in August at the University of Cape Town Graduate School of Business. And really it's a program that addresses the topic we've been dealing with. How to deal with change, how to deal with data and harness data, master data. Of course, it's all about success, blending the data and the human being to make the difference.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.